So, in my previous video, I showed you I did a bit of an acoustic pedalboard rig using the Line 6 HX Stomp XL. Buddy is here again, overseeing everything and making sure that I'm doing this video correct. So, say hi, buddy. But today, what I'm going to do now is, now that I've done the video for the HX Stomp using the acoustic and creating the looper and the 4-button looper, should I say, and having a couple of effects or foot switches available for effects and everything, I now wanted to take this board or take the Line 6 HX Stomp off this smaller pedalboard nano board that I've got with a nice carry case. Done me really well for a good amount of gigs. I wanted to take it off this because I wanted to put it on a larger board, which I kind of previously said in my last video, my old pedal board. But I wanted to add a pedal to the equation. I wanted to add a pedal on the side of it. So what I'm doing is I'm going from pedalboard nano, and I'm going to take off the Digitech German loop stereo and the good old trusty TU2 tuner, which I forgot to mention in my previous video with the Line 6 HX Stomp for obvious reasons. That's why I didn't need to put a tuner on there, because the HX Stomp XL has a tuner already built in and everything. But what I did like about using this board with the two separate pedals and having the tuner available there was the instant access that I have to the tuner, but also instant mute function that it has. So while this is still looping and everything and sending a loop signal out to the PA system, I can mute my guitar signal through all this and tune while it's looping, which I found a really handy thing to do with that. And it was just instant. Press it, down you go, and you can tune really quickly and everything. And that was one thing that I didn't mention in the Line 6 HX Stomp, was that with the tuner, yes, it's pretty good, and you can do a few different ways of having the display for the tuner and everything. But what I wasn't too keen on actually with that tuner was that you have to press and hold, because the tuner button is also part of the tap tempo, and you have to hold the button and then the tuner comes on. So there's that slight delay. Like, it's minimal. It's only a very small delay. But when you're in the middle of playing live and playing away and everything, you want things instant. You want it quite quick so you can get on with it, get it done, and make sure that you're in time again for the next chord change or not next sequence or something like that. So this is then reason why the secret pedal that I'm going to be adding, I say secret, the next pedal that I'm adding to the board will have basically that type of function in many ways. So I'm keeping the board, which is a Pedaltrain Metro 16. I'm also keeping the Truetone one-spot power supply because we have a few gigs that we might be traveling for, and because this has the transformer or the automatic transformers and everything, that you can go in anywhere in the world and it will make sure that it's the right power and anything like that. Yeah, it's super lightweight and it's already fixed under there, so I thought I'd use that and go from there. So what I have to do though is I have to do some modifications. I say modifications. I have to just add a bit more Velcro on, because I'm going to be using the full length of this pedal board now. I'm going to be using right the way from end to end, and I think if anything, the two pedals, the Line 6 HX Stomp and this next pedal I'm going to be using, I might even slightly overhang a little bit, but only minimal. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to be changing this, and I'm going to be changing this as well. I'm going to be updating the two with adding a little pedal on the side and everything. So I have got some cables that I've purchased, some extra little cables, some really flush, flat ones, which are these ones down here. So I've got the EBS, what are they called? The EBS PCF Deluxe cables, and I've found that these guys are just amazing. They are super slim. I like the gold tipped ends and everything. I like that. These ones are just absolutely fantastic, and the flat cable as well is really good. You can really get your pedals nice and close. On my main pedal board that I have for full band, electric guitar and full band cover bands, originals and everything like that, I was increasing pedals on that, and I needed the space, and these were perfect solution for that. They were really good. So EBS patch cables, highly recommend them, and really good value as well. So, but also along with that, I've got some of the power connectors as well, just to make sure that everything's super flush. And as I say, the pedal that I've got that's going onto the pedal board with the HX Stomp hangs over the edge a little bit, and the input power supply is right on the end, so I wanted it quite flush and discreet as possible. So that's why I've got the EBS there, and also I've got the EBS stereo as well. I needed a stereo EBS flat patch cable, which they do, and I'm going to be using that with the new pedal and the HX Stomp. So we'll get into the build right now. Okay, so here we are. Here's the old pedal board, and as I say, I'm going to be taking off these two pedals, and I will also be taking off the Velcro and putting new Velcro on right to the edge. Here's the Velcro that I use, Velcro heavy duty stick-on, which you get from any kind of good DIY shop, and really good. So I get the one that has obviously the nice fluffy bit, and then there's I think it's like an M3 style dual lock kind of thing. I know I see a lot of these pedalboard builders use dual lock and stuff like that, but what they do is they just put small squares and then lock it down, whereas I like to move pedals and put pedals in and out and all that kind of stuff, so Velcro right the way across just allows me just to then take it off and change around if I've changed my mind, which again, us guitar players, we like to change our mind all the time. So heavy duty stick-on Velcro, that's what we're going to use with that. And yeah, so at this point I'm just basically going to speed up the video and take all the pedals apart. So see you on the other side. Wow, that was handy. I had enough for the top 2 rows from that box of Velcro, and well, as you saw, didn't quite have enough for the next row. So luckily though, in my studio pedal board, which I will make another video in the next coming days about that board as well, as I'm going to be updating a few things on that one as well, and I'll run you through that. Luckily in that gig bag I had some spare Velcro, spare fluffy end, which is always good. Having said that, this one is because it's been folded in a weird way, the length is not quite right, because as it's folded it's sort of kinked a little bit, so when you try and lay it out flat, it didn't quite lay out. So I do have a bit of an overhanging flat bit there, which not the end of the world, but I will trim that a little bit, but that's okay. Main thing is that it's all the way across. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm almost tempted with these little square bits potentially here, because as I say, I'm coming right to the end. I'm literally coming right to the end, so hopefully this will be enough. If I do need to put any on there, then I will put a couple of little squares just on there as well. But as you can see, the One Spot Pro CS6 still in place. Absolutely brilliant power supply, really good. I will take actually all these, because I'll take all these out as well, because these I had to double the voltage to power the Digitech Jamman. Well, I think I did. I've seen some videos on YouTube. Again, thank you to all the other YouTube guys out there with your tutorials and things like that. So, but I don't know. I think I'd heard something that you don't need to double it up. It sends all the voltage out of one potentially. I'm not too sure, but I just sort of used the doubler because I think the Jamman needed 18 volts, I think that's what it was saying it was needing or something. So and obviously then just the one for the tuner. So but yeah, I'm gonna take that out as well because I don't think I need that for the next pedal that I've got coming on. So right, that's that one done. Brilliant. Now the next thing is to get the HX Stomp off the small Pedaltrain Nano board, and as you saw with the Digitech Jam Man, it took me a bit longer to take that off the Velcro because it was on there absolutely solid. So this might be the same. So I'll take this off and transfer it onto the next board. Again, I will speed up the video because this could take a while. See you on the other side. Right, here we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this on the board. I'm going to do this very, very lightly because as you saw there, I'm out of breath doing that. Crikey. I'm going to do this very, very lightly. Or actually what I might do... No, I'll just put it on there very, very lightly because I can take that off. So here we go. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to bring it up a little bit so there's a little bit of space for the cables and things like that to go. Right, that is literally it. I'm going to literally, that's as light as I'm going. Now, edgewise, can you see how that is? I don't know if I can see. Yeah, can you see how just over the edge that is? I'm doing that on purpose. There you go. There you can see the Velcro. So I do might need to snip that. But again, you're not going to see that because the pedal's covering it. So, but I have got a nice little bit of space on the end for the pedal that I'm going to be using with this. And here it is. Don't know if you can see it. Hotone tuner press. So what I was saying earlier about having the instant access to the tuner on the TU2 was really, really handy. You could press it and away you go. This, whoops, that's just fallen off. This is exactly what will happen there. So this now, give it a bit of a clean. This is exactly that. So it is a volume and expression pedal all in one. Now I have one of the Hotone Soul Press 2 pedals on my studio board, which again I will get into showing you that as well. I bought one of those ages ago, probably about 2 years ago, something like that, and I needed a small wah pedal and I was looking for a wah and a volume. This was long before Corey Wong sort of signature Soul Press tuner had come out, and now I do see these Hotones all over the place. So I'd like to say I didn't follow the crowd and kind of just go and get one because someone else has got it, but his does look really good. And the one that I've got, I will show you another day. Is exactly the same. Really, really cool. So, but that's why I was inspired to get one of these little tuner pedals because I wanted a volume and I wanted an expression to use for the expression side of things for the HX Stomp, because I'm going to be using this not just for acoustic but for electric as well. So with my fantastic singer Darby, if you get a chance, check him out online. We are going to be doing some originals with him. He's got some original music, and I'm going to be using basically a combination of acoustic and electric. So this is what I wanted to use the HX Stomp for, to basically cover all bases, and potentially have like maybe some nice volume swells, or maybe click it down and have maybe a funky wah sound, or even, you know, control the amount of delay or reverb, and basically kind of program what I want the HX Stomp to do. But also the instant access to the tuner. That was the whole point of this. So let me grab power supply and just show you what I mean by instant access to the tuner. If I can get a power supply. So we power it on. Tuner press, that's so cool, yeah. And then there you go, lovely little screen on your foot, under your foot, and as you rock the volume back, it goes into tuner mode. That is so cool. So again, on the side, like I said with the TU2, as I'm playing in the heated battle, volume, blah 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 blah, press it down, tuner, instant. I haven't got to press the tuner button, sorry, the tap tempo button and get the tuner on the HX Stomp, which takes a few seconds. Again, those split seconds might not, you know, seem a lot to some people, but when you're again playing and you want that instant access to sounds and features and stuff, the little Hotone tuner press here really appealed to me. You know, again, seen some YouTube guys demoing it, and yeah, it kind of does what it says on the tin, really. And size wise, look at that, it's absolutely spot on for, like what I was saying in my previous video, almost like a very mini, you know, Helix, a full Helix, like the you know, the Helix LT or the Helix big boy kind of thing. We now have an expression on the side with all the fantastic Line 6 HX effects and features and things like that. And as I say, you know, with that little screen, being able to see how much the volume is, it's great. And as I say as well, when you pull it back, you've got the tuner, the instant access to the tuner. But then when you click it forward, yeah, look at that. It goes into the blue mode, which is the expression, stays in the expression. So it doesn't come out into the tuner or anything like that as you rock all the way back. And then when you click forward again, look at that. That's so cool. That's really good. Really cool. So that is what I'm going to be using this with. Now, the other thing as well, here's the reason why I needed the EBS patch cables. So, as you can see from here, there's not much space here, in all fairness. Actually, in all fairness, it's not too bad with the with where the expression pedal is. It's not too bad. It's actually quite a bit of distance there. I didn't realise that when I went on the Pedaltrain measuring side of their sort of pedalboard builds and everything. It really showed that these would be really hanging over the edge, which they're really not, in all fairness. Well, you know, it is very close right on the edge, but look at that. That's fingers width, you know. That's awesome, which means I can take the HX Stomp back off and shift it over a little bit. That's why, hence why I didn't press it down so hard. So, first and foremost, what we need to get the expression side of things working is, as I said to you, the EBS stereo connector. All right. So we're going expression out, and then we're only going not far, in all fairness, to the foot switch. So it could be like really super neat and kind of go under everything. That's what I'm probably going to do. And we're only going to there. So I think the stereo only comes in 28 centimeters length cable. I don't think they did. I couldn't see a shorter, like 18 centimeters cable. So I just ordered that. So now I'm going to go under here. I'm going to go under here. I'm going to go around and in. Oh, and in there. Lovely. Look at that. And look how much space there is still. Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool. Really cool. Again, EBS Flat Patch cables. Look at them. Loads of room still. Absolutely loads of room. So, yes, so I needed stereo on the expression out on this. I found that when I was using just a mono cable, some expressions just need a mono cable, and some expressions needed a stereo. So just to let you know, this needs a stereo connection to the foot switch. So that's why I ordered a stereo, and it works absolutely perfectly. So EBS Deluxe 28 centimeters cable. I'm going to add that now. So now this is now for just the signal. So again, let's do this now. Let me, what's happening here? Why is that stuck? Just going to move this out so that I can get the, now this is for the signal. So that's going to go under there again, and it's all beautifully going down nicely through that little gap in the pedal train. And where's the one? So I'm going to come up, and we're going to the input. Boom, done. That's it. That is it. That is everything there. That is all we need to do. That is there and ready to rock, basically. Sorry, my computer screen switched off. Doing this for so long that it's gone into sleep mode already. So hopefully you guys are still in there with me. If you are, power to you. Thank you for still watching. That means you are a true guitar geek nerd like me, because I watch a lot of these videos that are super long as well. So thank you. There you go. That is in. Now, oh, I'm switching all the modes and everything. So tuner mode, pitch mode, and display and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to unplug that out, but I wanted to show you, if you can see that. So the pedal is not quite on the end, but it's about there. And now I can, I've still got a little bit of gap, so that if I want to, I can now bring the HX Stomp over. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. So let me take this off, which I said I put on lightly, but the Velcro's so good. So let's see if I can try and tweak it over. Shift it over ever so slightly. And this is why I use that heavy duty Velcro, because honestly these pedals are not going anywhere. So when I do some travel gigs and things, I'm pretty much safe in the knowledge that it's not going anywhere. That is safe to say. Right, okay, so, yeah, on the Pedaltrain planner, it pretty much is telling me exactly what it said. It was very, very minimal amount that it's going to hang over, and that's exactly what it is. It's very, very minimal. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy where that is now. It's nice and straight, it's nice and flush. And then I'm going to press down, and then the expression on the side there is perfect as well. And now we've got the line 6 right up flush to those EBS cables. Again, I know if I want to get to it, I can take that off really easy. I won't put a huge amount of Velcro on that, but that's what I'm going to do. So, right, let me tidy this up a little bit, and then I will come back to you in a second. Okay, so I want to do a quick video of under the hood. So here's our two cables coming from the expression pedal into the line 6 HX Stomp. Obviously the one stereo being the expression side of things, and then just a standard mono going to the input. Now, like I said, using the incredible Truetone One Spot Pro. I'm going to be using power supply, a DC power adapter, and an EBS one, like I said, as well. And also, I wanted to show you, included with the One Spot CS6, and I think with most of their One Spot stuff, they give you all the adapters to power some of these big power hungry or awkward power supply pedals. So, and this is what you need, annoyingly, a little bit, but I suppose it's part of it, to power the Line 6 HX Stomp. So we've got a regular barrel cable going into the red, which is the reverse polarity, going into the green. I'm pretty sure that's the 2.5 barrel. I think that's the larger 2.5 barrel that then goes into the Line 6 HX Stomp. So again, watching YouTube videos, again, thank you all the pedalboard builders out there that I watch and geek out. Found out this is how to power the HX Stomp just by using one. As I say, it takes a power outlet from one and sends all the voltage apparently from one out to it. So well, I'm hoping it does, but we're certainly going to find out. So now here is why I used the flat power cable or flat DC cable from the one spot, and I'm going to bend it over that way, and I'm going to go under. I haven't velcroed in the tuner yet, but I'm then going to flatten it and gonna go in like that. So that is gonna go nicely like that. So as you can see, if I can get the angle of the camera right, you can see nice and sort of fairly flush. That's probably as flush as I'm going to get a power supply, and it's going to go nicely under the pedal and through the little bit there. Alright, so under and over. Awesome. And then same thing from the other end of the the one spot around here. Obviously I'll tidy this up so they're nice and secure and everything. I'll probably put some like little cable tie, little plastic mounting things. I don't know what their names are. Apologies, I'm really sorry. Comment below, tell me what they're called, and I'll probably put some there just to keep the cables nice and secure and everything like that. And then that's going to go in there, and then just along here into the power. There you go. Lovely. So that should be it. That's under the hood. Now if I flip it round, I haven't velcroed on the tuner press yet, but look at that. Again, the power, the connector's hanging over the head. I wish that the power was on the end there. That would be great. Bit like the I don't know, the Crybaby Junior. I would love a Dunlop Crybaby Junior wah expression and volume, but unfortunately they don't make it. So I've gone with the Hotone, and in all fairness, this is fantastic. As I say, with the screen and stuff, it's absolutely brilliant. So, but if there is a Dunlop Junior wah out there with a volume and expression out like this with a screen on it, I'd probably buy it, because this is still quite small for your foot. It's not as small as those Dunlop Junior volumes. They're far too small. I find my ankle just doesn't really bend that way and everything like that with those. The Dunlop Junior wahs, perfect size. I think they're the same size as like the exotic wahs, which are brilliant. But I don't seem to see any of those what I would call medium size pedals with a volume or expression sort of side. But again, if you do know of those sizes out there, please comment below and let me know. I'd be really interested to check them out and try them out. So, but for now, we've got the Hotone tuner press, which looks awesome. And as I say, basically it's like a mini Helix, pretty much, just with fewer pedals. In many ways, it's almost like a Pod Go, and that's kind of what got me started with the HX Stomp. Was when I worked in the music shop for about 15 years. When the Pod Go came out, I had a little try of that and worked out how it all, and it was brilliant. So I've been hooked with the HX Stomps I haven't got one of the full HX Stomp size things just because I've got no real need for it. I'm still a big valve amp fan and everything, but I'm coming around to this modelling side of things a little bit reluctantly, but having said that, for ease of use and convenience, this is absolutely awesome. So still got a little bit of space along here for maybe I might put some little mini pedals. That'd be quite cool. Could put some like little mini overdrive pedals or something along there. So again, gives me a little bit of freedom to add in some things. So that is the board. Right, what I'll do now is let's get it hooked up and powered up and see it all working. I've velcroed down the tuner press pedal and that is all nice and sorted. I've got the cable in and the power, the DC power on the end as well, all nicely tucked around and everything. I've now got the power cables all connected to the Line 6 HX Stomp in that way that I was telling you, with the 3 different barrels and everything. I've now also got the IEC power, the plug connected to the Truetone, and going to fire it up and see if this all works and everything like that off the connections that we mentioned. So here we go. Let's plug it in, and it's a good sign. Very, very good sign. Everything seems to be working. Lights coming on. HX Stomp XL is loading. Boom. Look at that. Straight into the preset. Straight into the preset that I made the other day. And look at that. That looks amazing. That's so cool. So what I've done as well, let's go into the modes. I did make a preset for electric guitar, and I'd created just a really sort of quick and easy basic setup for an electric guitar setup, basically. So compressor, tremolo, delay, overdrive, tube screamer, and also in there a reverb as well, hot springs, which basically just leave on all the time, so I don't need to switch that on and on. I just created a really quick amp setting, just used a head and a cab combo, and sounds pretty good, but I was just kind of experiment really quickly. And I also then added in a phasal wah tuner. So hopefully when I don't know if you'll be able to see when I click down to, very difficult with the hand. When I click down to that, oh yeah, look at that. It works. So you can see the positioning is at 0 when we rock it back. Goes all the way up to 100 when you rock it to the toe, which is brilliant. So now when I tried this with just a mono cable, it was doing this weird squiggly, like it would go up to 50% and then come back down to 50% and everything. So I was thinking to myself, right, that doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to do. I think it needs to be a stereo cable. I had a spare stereo TRS cable in my box of cables and all sorts and everything, and plugged it in and it worked perfectly. It was super easy. So yeah, this is just basically a quick, easy setup of go-to pedals that I would have, which, you know, most guitar players would be. You know, I'll turn that off so you can maybe see that. You know, wah, compressor, tremolo, delay, and everything. The thing that I would say is that with the wah, if you want the wah to work, you have to press the wah on and then click it down to that, which in all fairness, actually, now thinking about it, what I could probably do is take the wah off a foot switch and have the wah pedal on all the time. I could probably have that on all the time so that when you then click it down to the expression, the wah is on. So that's probably my way around it. So now this is what happens when you start experimenting and working out things, or thinking about different scenarios, what's going to work and what's not going to work. You kind of come across these different things, and this is where I'm still getting my head around this, you know, sort of, modeling side of amps. Whereas I'm such an old school. Here's my wah. here's my tuner, here's my overdrive pedal, here's my channel changer of my amp, and here's a delay and reverb and maybe a chorus, and that's kind of about it. So still getting my head around it, and I watch a lot of the YouTube guys out there that do a lot of this stuff, and I have to say you guys are absolutely fantastic, and thank you so much for everything. And this is just kind of my way of sort of throwing my hat into the mix as well with it all. So, but I have to say, this is such a great little setup now. I'm super, super happy. Tuner, done. There's my tuner. Oh, let's let me plug in a cable and I'll show you the tuner. Got a cable and I've got a guitar. So we're plugging it in. You can see the screen. Look at that. Really sensitive, which is nice. Look at that. And then when you push forward, obviously I haven't got the HX Stomp plugged in, so you're not really hearing that, but I know that when you pull it all the way back, when the tuner engages, it's silent mode. Straight away silent, which is absolutely awesome. Really, really good. I like that a lot. As I say, so when you're playing in the heat of the battle and you want something really, really quick, it's like boom, tuner. There you go. Whereas before it would be you know, tuner on there. So this is the thing. So this is interesting actually. So something I'm finding there, that the tuner. Hold on, pitch. That's why. There you go. So I was noticing. I don't know if anybody saw that. I was noticing that when I was tuning to E on the line 6, it was in tune, but it's a bit low here. So it's because the pitch was at 442. So I need to change it, and that's pretty cool. You can change it to 440, but what I would say is that having that pitch button on the side where you can easily knock it and not realise, that could be a bit of a tricky thing. But then hey, there you go, there's my another little find in that I've got 2 different tuners just to absolutely make sure, you know, you can never have too many tuners, just to absolutely make sure. If there's one thing about playing music, doesn't matter how amazing you are, how fast, how technically you are, as long as you can play in time and in tune, that is all that matters for me as a musician or as a guitar player, as a teacher as well. As long as you're in time and in tune, you know, that's the main thing. So yeah, so absolutely awesome, loving that. Thank you for checking out my video on my sort of, well, acoustic and electric hybrid pedalboard build. I've gone from the smaller Pedaltrain Nano board to a Metro 16, and I've included the Hotone or Hotone pedal. Not too sure how to pronounce it, but hopefully I'm not pronouncing it badly. But yeah, brilliant little tuner press pedal, really, really good. And essentially what we've kind of got is medium size, maybe small size Helix, full board Helix in many ways, without too many buttons in many ways, which is great for me. As I say, I'm sort of quite new to the modelling sort of side of things, so this is plenty big enough and space saving. Look at that, one hand, looks really, really good. And the instant access to the tuner is fantastic as well. So big shout out to Buddy the dog. Thank you very much, mate, for keeping an eye on everything and making sure everything is safe. And yeah, all being well, we'll hopefully see you in the next video. If you have made it all the way to this far, thank you very much. You are definitely a guitar geek and nerd like myself. Please, you know, the usual sort of things that people say on this YouTube stuff is like and subscribe, and but mainly comment. Just comment and just let me know if there's anything else you would have done differently, or if there's any suggestions that you would do, or if there's any pedal boards or anything whatsoever. Please get in touch and make some comments, and I will try and get back to you as much as I can regarding it. So using that HX Stomp, Hotone tuning press, the Truetone 1-spot power supplies. Obviously I will tidy up all those cables at some point, and this is what we've got. A bit of an acoustic electric hybrid beast. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video.